You know, sweetheart, I spend a lot of time lying to myself. I tell myself over and over again that I don't miss you anymore, that I've moved on. But deep down, I know that's not the truth. The truth is that I do miss you, and I miss you a lot more than I let myself admit. I try to convince myself that I don't care about you anymore, that I've buried those feelings, but every time I catch myself thinking about you, I realize I'm just fooling myself. I think about you often, far more than I'd like to confess, and each time, it's a bittersweet reminder of what we once had. We've both moved on, or at least we've tried to. We've gone our separate ways and are leading pretty good lives. I'm actually happy with the life I've built. I'm surrounded by good people who care about me, and I feel blessed in many ways. But even with all these blessings, there's a part of me that still clings to the past, to the memories of us. I still love you, and that love hasn't faded with time. If anything, it has grown more profound, more enduring, as I realize that no one else has ever filled the space you left behind. There are days when I find myself wondering about your life. How are you doing? Are you happy? Do you ever think about me? These questions swirl around in my mind, especially in the quiet moments when I'm alone with my thoughts. I try not to dwell on them, but sometimes I can't help it. With time, life moves on. We meet new people, form new relationships, and create new memories. We get caught up in the rush of daily life, and gradually, the past becomes a distant memory. But there are a few special people who leave a lasting impact on our hearts, and for me, you are that person. You will always hold a piece of me, a piece of my heart that no one else can touch. I often find myself questioning whether it's right or wrong to still think about you, to miss you, and to love you after all this time. But these feelings are beyond my control. They are ingrained in me, a part of who I am. I'm certain that I will always love you, right up until the end of my life. Even when I grow old, and my mind starts to forget, I know my heart will always remember you. That love, that connection, is something that time can never erase. Sometimes, I wish I could see you again, just to talk, to catch up, and to share all the things I've never been able to say. But then I wonder how I would react if you didn't remember me, or if you've moved on so completely that I'm just a distant memory for you. You were my first love, and that's a title no one else can ever take. First love is special, it's pure, it's innocent, and it's intense in a way that no other love can be. I've met other people, I've been in relationships, but nothing ever felt as genuine and pure as what I felt for you. My life is good now, and I truly have nothing to complain about. I've built a life that I'm proud of, surrounded by people who care about me. But despite all of that, your absence is a constant source of sadness for me. I've tried to forget you. I've tried so hard to push those memories to the back of my mind and to stop missing you. But it's impossible to forget someone you've loved so deeply. You don't ever really get over it, you just learn to live with the absence, to carry it with you as you move forward. I pray for you often, asking God to keep you happy and healthy, wherever you are. I hope that one day, we might meet again, even if it's just by chance. I hope that when that day comes, you'll remember me, and we can sit down and talk like we used to. I want to tell you that I've loved you my whole life, that you've always mattered to me, more than you'll ever know. And I hope that if my love for you is as true as I believe it to be, fate will bring us together again, even if just for one last conversation. Until then, I will continue to carry you in my heart, because that's where you've always been, and that's where you'll always stay. I feel truly blessed in life, and it's all because of the overwhelming presence of God that I feel every single day. There isn't a moment that passes where I don't sense His guidance and His watchful eye over me. This feeling of divine companionship has brought me peace in a way that nothing else ever could. Of course, just because I feel God's presence doesn't mean I'm free from challenges or difficult days. Life still throws its obstacles at me, but I've learned to face them with faith that is far stronger than the problems themselves. No matter what I go through, I have an unwavering belief that God is protecting me, guiding me, and helping me navigate my way through every situation. Time and time again, I find myself in awe of how God works in my life. When I encounter a problem, it might be tough in the moment, but once it's over, I can always look back and understand why it happened. Each time, I'm amazed at how those challenges end up shaping my life for the better. I see the lesson, the growth, and the purpose behind every difficulty I face, and it leaves me feeling even more connected to God. It's as if He is constantly molding me, helping me become a better version of myself with every hurdle I overcome. In this journey, I've realized that I don't need many friends because God is the only best friend I will ever need. He's always there for me when I'm feeling low or when things aren't going my way. Whenever sadness creeps in, I can feel His presence beside me, gently comforting me and lifting me up. It might sound unbelievable, but every time I shed tears, something miraculous happens. Within minutes, He finds a way to make me laugh, and suddenly, the sorrow fades away, replaced by an inexplicable joy. I've come to realize that God is not just a distant figure, but a true companion, one who walks with me, consoles me, and even shares in my happiness. God isn't just my friend, He's everything to me. He's my greatest supporter. His love for me is the foundation of my strength, and I know that no one on earth can love me more deeply than He does. Though I have never seen God with my own eyes, I have felt His presence in every single moment of my life. His presence is in the confidence I feel when I'm facing a challenge and the assurance I have that no matter what, I am always protected. Whenever life throws a hurdle in my path, I don't panic. Instead, I feel certain that God will help me get through it. I know He's always by my side, guiding me through every storm. Sometimes, I try to explain to others how blessed we all are to have God in our lives, but not everyone understands. Some people don't take me seriously, and it's frustrating because I want them to experience the same peace and joy that I do. I often feel like telling them that I am living proof of how wonderful God is. I am the evidence that His love is real, His protection is constant, and His blessings are abundant. God has saved my life in more ways than one, provided me with everything I need, and ensured that I live a happy, comfortable life. There have been times when I prayed for something, and it didn't happen the way I wanted, but with hindsight, I always see that God gave me what was right for me, not necessarily what I asked for. For example, I once prayed for a specific person to be in my life, but God had other plans. He didn't give me that person, but instead, He brought someone into my life who respects me, understands me, loves me, and is always there for me. This person is far better for me than the one I initially wanted. I may not have realized it at the time, but God knew what was best for me, and He gave me exactly what I needed. Sometimes, I still get upset when things don't go my way, but I've learned to take a step back and remind myself that God's plan is always better than my own. If something doesn't happen the way I wanted it to, it's because God is working on something even greater for me. Over and over again, God has proven that He knows what's best for me, and it always turns out to be true in the end. I can never thank Him enough for what He has done for me because He is constantly blessing me, every moment of every day. Everything I have in my life, my success, my recognition, my happiness, my health, my lifestyle, has been given to me by God. I feel like the most blessed person on this planet, and I am endlessly grateful to Him for loving me so much. To everyone who hears this message, I want you to know that God is with each and every one of us. His love is not reserved for a few, but is there for all of us to receive. We just need to believe in Him and trust that He will never leave us alone. No matter what challenges or difficulties you may be facing, remember that God is always by your side, guiding you, protecting you, and loving you more than you could ever imagine.